Hey, how are you, Olivia?
Hi, y'all. How you doing?
It's so good to see you.
You too.
Welcome to Click and Tell. We are just absolutely in love with this film because it is a replication of what Valentine's all about, right? Like just having some fun, and it's one of the best rom-coms we've seen in a while.
What's so funny is we were going into the film, and on purpose we were trying to not know too much about it. And so our rep, our buddy from Sony in Toronto was like, "You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I won't tell you anything about it. You're going to love it. It's a little bit gross, but you're going to love it. Don't worry." And we were like, we just kept ripping each other the entire time because it was so much fun. So congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks,
congratulations.
guys. Thank you.
It's so good. And you're so wonderful in this. You know, I'm sure you're getting this question a lot about Valentine's Day. Do you like it or do you hate it?
I like it. I think it's such a fun day to celebrate either, you with your partner or even to treat yourself. I actually have a couple of friends whose birthdays fall on Valentine's Day. So it's also a really great way to, it's just like it's a celebrating day of love, whether you're in a relationship or not.
Yeah, and it's about chocolate. It's about
about that chocolate.
It's all about chocolate.
What is an ideal? Okay, so let me ask you this. If someone were to give you a snack of, say, popcorn and Nutella on Valentine's Day, would that be like the way to your heart?
We know you're obsessed with popcorn.
Yeah, game over. Like straight up. But it sucks because it's not even a secret anymore. Like everyone just knows it, so anybody could really find their way into my heart at this point.
Fair.
But yeah, that's the one for me. That's the snack.
Now, in Click and Tell, what we do is we go through your social media and kind of go to the first post you've ever done. And I don't know if you remember your first post. Do you?
I do.
It's actually the cutest thing in the world. And both of us went like, oh, this is so sweet. Because it's a photo of your brother.
Little bro playing on guitar.
Gosh.
And we're going back to 2011.
2011.
Wait, social media's been around.
What was this moment? Do you remember?
I no, I vaguely remember because he kind of went through a guitar phase, so he doesn't play guitar at all anymore. And it's so crazy to see him that little because he's like a full-grown man now with a beard and is taller than me. And that's so wild. That's so crazy. That's my first post. Honestly, I probably was like using it as like I was using the app as like a filter for my photos to like put on another app and didn't realize like how that's insane. That's insane.
You gotta tell him now. Like he's got that big claim to fame. He's your number one. Your first post ever on
he'll
there.
be stoked. He'll be so pumped.
And when you talked about the popcorn situation, and we're obsessed with food, but here in Canada, we have ketchup chips. And we know you're also a huge fan of ketchup.
Yes, I am.
Where did that all start? Because I have a story for you. I want to hear what your story is about ketchup.
I wish I had I wish I actually had a story, but I don't know if I do more than it's just like, it's my favorite condiment. I just put it on everything, just smother everything in ketchup and it'll taste great. But yeah, I'm a big fan of your ketchup chips over there. Every time that I'm over in Canada, I have to.
My story is when I was a kid, I used to take just sandwich, just toast, and put ketchup in it.
Wait, just toast with ketchup in it?
That's it. That was my sandwich.
That's a little weird, and I love it.
Rate that for me on a snack scale of 1 to 5.
You know what's so great in this film? Also, we get to see your moves. Like you are so good in this, and we know you used to do gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
Was that fun for you to be able to bring that to this game in this film?
Oh yeah. I mean, I did gymnastics a very, very long time ago, but a lot of the jobs that I've done have honestly have sort of incorporated either like martial arts or I played a Marvel character, so there was a lot of stunt choreography in that world, and so it's nothing that is foreign to me. But I will say the biggest challenge was having to do all of those scenes covered in blood. Covered in blood and throw up and just like constantly just something being splattered on me. And that I think was probably the biggest challenge while having to like remember all this choreography.
When you're doing those scenes and they are multitude in this movie of you just being splattered with something out of somewhere.
Yeah.
How much of that is, because we're watching the character's reaction, but how much of that is really you just being like, oh,
this is
like
gross.
It's a surprise, this is gross?
I'd say 99.9% of it.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, yeah, you can't, that's a hard thing to, a lot of it too is one and done, because the reset will take too long, and you only really get one shot with those kinds of things. So a lot of them are real reactions, because I just we don't get like a trial run. We don't get okay, this is what it's gonna feel like. This is what it's gonna sound like, and sometimes you get thrown in, and a lot of it's the authentic reaction.
Yeah. You know what I loved about this was the soundtrack. The soundtrack is awesome. The music is next level, right?
It's so
good.
Yeah.
And we were talking about music, and we were talking about this photo of you.
This is you on stage.
Yeah. Wow.
Really just
It feels like a pastime.
owning it.
I feel like I've lived 7 different lives looking at that photo.
I know, but this must be so special for you to be able to do something like that.
Oh, yeah, no. And that was, I actually remember that time very, very vividly. It was one of the most fun times in my life. And being on the road and being able to perform in person in front of your fans and make new ones, that's nothing will ever compare to that experience. And it was so much fun. I believe I was like 17 or 18 when I did that. So
Yeah.
been a minute. But yeah, that was so much fun.
You're absolutely right when you're like, I feel like I've lived 7 lives. Going through your photos, it really is like that. When you think about your career and where you are now and what you want to be doing next, what's on your mind about that?
Oh, I want to find just really cool scripts and work with great filmmakers, and Hard Eyes, I think, is a perfect example of that. I read this script and it was such a thrill. I was so excited by every single scene, and all of the characters are so much fun. And then being able to execute what was on the page and bring it to real life was such a treat. And the cast, the crew, everyone was so hardworking, incredibly efficient and kind, and really just made this movie so much fun. It's probably one of my favorite jobs I've ever done.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, though, that we're talking about the 7 different lives, because I feel like I'm looking, like, you guys probably were, like, looking through my feed, and also, like, I feel like my aesthetic has fully changed. Like, you wouldn't even be able to see my photos. I put that fade all the way up to 100 at one point. I do remember this.
You remember.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going back to that. That will not be in my future. I like a clear photo now.
And it's interesting you say that, because when we go through it, it's been around for a while, and we see your journey and the changes you make and how you've grown over time. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And there's pivotal moments in your life, and you completely change your storyline of who you are.
Yeah.
And you becoming an actor and doing you've done it for a very long time, but you have grown in such a beautiful way where now you are creating films that are just awesome.
Thank you.
Right? And you're so good at it. In the film, there's a moment, I was talking to him about this while we were watching it, your favorite drink. When you make your favorite coffee, it was complicated, and he's very simple. I'm not. I'm wondering what your drink is.
I'm a simplistic girly too. Like, I actually don't even really drink coffee. I like an afternoon pick-me-up, normally like a matcha or maybe a flat white, but I don't wake up and drink coffee. It's very strange.
Are you like a morning person? Like, do you get up and you're like, the day is mine, here I go. I don't need it,
I'm not like alarm off, feet on the floor. I like to lounge. I'm a big guy. When the alarm goes off, like, give me a beat. Maybe I'll just lay in bed and just contemplate.
I know why you wake up early, though. It's because of him.
Yep. That's the one. That's the one right there. That's my whole world right there.
Your whole world. Yeah.
I know.
It's funny. So when you just talked about like going through the different phases of your feed and like the way the filters change, whatever, there's this big constant, which is this life partner of yours, this dog of yours. Can you talk about like the adventures you go on together, how important that this dog is to your life?
The most important. He has changed my life for the good. Like, I don't remember life really before him. His name is Roger. I rescued him from a meat market trade in China, and I'm obsessed with him. And I feel like I'm one of those dog moms that's like, he's the best, but he is. He's so good. He travels with me pretty much everywhere. I got him actually right before the pandemic happened, so it was I really lucked out in that situation. But he's come with me on a lot of jobs, and he's a great trailer dog, and he's just the best. And yeah, he's a good guy.
Does he sit with you and watch films?
Oh yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. I also don't have a proper doorbell, but for some reason, anytime that I watch a movie or a show that has a doorbell, he's like, "Someone's here," and I'm like, "How do you know this? How do you know this? I don't actually have a doorbell. It's the strangest thing. It's the strangest
That's
thing."
so interesting.
Yeah.
My brother's dog. So my brother's dog was a rescue from Texas, and the dog walker was walking one day and was speaking on the phone in Spanish, and the dog immediately perked up, and we were like, "Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know Spanish? Like, what was your past
That
life
is wild.
before us?"
Yeah, I think about
Yeah.
it all the time. That's so crazy, though.
They're so smart. They really
They're so
are.
smart.
Yeah. And so in this film, for people who are going to be watching during Valentine's, how would you describe it, the journey people will go through this?
Oh, I first think that this film is so great for anybody. Whether you're in a relationship or you're single, it really targets anybody who wants to go and see it. It's so much fun. It's such an adventure, and I love the characters. I love the way that everyone sort of interacts with each other, and it just it's a really special one. And I really think that it's a big thrill for everybody.
Obviously a film is a big commitment. Time commitment, energy commitment, all of that. Was there this one thing about it that clinched it for you, whether it was in the script or meeting the people? What was it about it that made you go, this has got to be the next part of my life?
That's a really great question. It first starts with the script, but after meeting our director, Josh Rubin, I instantly was in. I knew from the jump. I was already a fan of his, but I knew from the jump he was going to make this movie even more special than what was on the page. And he really did. He executed in such an extraordinary way, and he's just so brilliant, and I'm so grateful that I got to work with him, and I hope I get to work with him on a million more things. But he was definitely the one that made me want to make this movie so much.
So when you bring a character to life on screen, whose opinion matters the most to you? Who do you want to see your film first and say, "Hey, what did you think?"
Maybe my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my family. They've been in this with me for a very long time. I started acting at a very young age.
Yeah.
So they now just they get excited about everything that I do. My mom is really scared to see this movie, but she's so excited. She's like,
why?
She's scared, and like. Have you seen our trailer? Like, it's scary. So I get it. I totally get it.
I don't know if you've seen American Horror Story, the season 1.
Right.
The black mask with the...
Yes.
That's what I thought of right away. I was like, oh no, this is going to go downhill.
You did keep saying, like, is this going to be scary? Is this going to be scary? Is this going to be scary? I was like, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm imagining
I know.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be. I've got one more for you here, and this is a photo I love.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Describe for me this crew.
Yeah.
Describe the energy. Describe the love here. Like, what is it like with these two cohorts of yours?
The best energy, the biggest amount of love. We had the most fun making this movie in New Zealand, and we were there for an entire summer. So we all really hoped that we got along, and we spent almost every single day together. And most of it was because we had to, but even after work, we would all want to get together and just learn more about each other. And I really think that made our movie better, because you can tell that there's like a real chemistry between all of us, and there's a real love and admiration. And I think they're so talented, and I can't wait to watch everything else that they do in their career and in their life. Like, I'm a supporter till I die with them. Like, they are such special and incredible people, and I feel like the luckiest girl in the world that I got an incredible cast like them.
Was there a scene in the film that you were looking forward to creating? Was there a moment of like, I can't wait to do this?
Truly our finale scene, which was the last thing that we filmed. It was the very, very last thing that we filmed. So there was a lot of anticipation leading up to that, because obviously, as you guys know, like, a lot of the time that everything is not shot in order. And it was very I mean, we probably started a little bit towards the end and then worked our way. Like, we were all over the place the entire time of shooting. But the last thing was the finale scene. And so there was a lot of anticipation leading up to that. And I think we spent about, I believe, a week, maybe a little bit over, doing that last finale scene, and it crushes. It's so good, and
It's so good.
Absolutely crushes.
So fun.
I want to say like literally as well. Like there's a lot, I don't give anything away, but there's a lot happening there.
yeah.
There's a lot.
And it ramps up in a way that you're just like, I can't believe this is happening now.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is happening now. I can't believe this is happening now.
Oh, yeah. You know when everyone's like, you're going to be gripping onto the edge of your seat?
Yeah.
That's literally how I felt watching it. And I was there for it. Like, I know how it plays out. I know what happens. But the first time I saw the whole movie, and that scene in particular, I was literally gripping onto the end of my seat. Like, oh my God, I can't.
It's so good. Yeah.
I'm really curious because like when we were watching the movie, we kind of watched it in different ways. Everyone is their own sort of viewer. And I'm the kind of person that's looking for clues. I want to know.
That's what we were both
I'm
doing.
thinking is what's coming next. When you're watching a movie,
It's the boyfriend. It's her.
Is that you? Are you that person?
Exactly. I don't think I am. I definitely like have my moments if I feel really strongly about something, but I think I'm more of like I'm following along the journey, and I like to escape. I actually might be more of a, oh my God, I love their outfit. I love their outfit. Or, oh my God, I love like that quirk that like, I think I fall in love with like the characters, and I kind of like, sometimes I like kind of forget that I'm watching something, and I just feel like immersed in their world. But no, but if I feel really strongly about a clue, I'll say it. I'll be like, oh no, that's them. It's them.
That's it.
It's got to
And
be
she
them.
knows, and she's
Yeah,
right.
you figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? We have one more question. No,
Yeah.
Your favorite horror film that you've ever watched?
Oh God. Maybe Jaws. I think Jaws.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jaws.
Yes.
Good one.
Jaws
You?
has to take
She
the
has,
cake.
she has good taste in food and movies, then, you know? Absolutely.
And we'll send you ketchup chips next
Yeah.
time from Canada.
Yes, please. I'm craving them. It's been too
Nice.
long.
And you guys are safe and good? All good?
Yeah, we're okay. Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
It was
Thanks,
wonderful
Olivia.
chatting with you.
Thank
Really appreciate
you.
it. And congratulations
Thanks, y'all.
on the film.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely
Thank you for
amazing.
watching it. Thank you.
And say hi to Roger.
I will. I will. Thanks, y'all.
Take care.
Hey, we're Carlos and Sangita from Click and Sell. Great to see you guys.
Hey.
Congrats on the
Hi,
film.
thank you.
You guys are so much fun. I mean, we had such a blast watching this film, and it's been a while since I've been laughing that way. Because I don't like scary movies, but this was next level. And so congratulations.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to love this, especially right before Valentine's Day.
It was so much fun to shoot. We were like a bunch of kids at summer camp laughing and having a great time. It was in New Zealand. So I'm glad that it translated to the screen.
What was like a note that Josh would say to you guys about the manner of performance, about the tone that you guys wanted to hit with this film?
Well, Josh is such an amazing comedian and actor that I was like, dude, give me a line reading. I am not above it. And so sometimes he would, or he'd just be like, he's really good with actors because he's also so encouraging. And he gave us a bunch of references too.
Yeah, he's a very easy director to work with. He keeps it he keeps it light on set. It was a good
We
time.
had lots of like table reads with dinners after, and
Yep.
it was so nice and chill.
And he gives you the ability to.
I love your sweater, too. Sorry,
Thank
I was
you.
just like,
I
that's
saw
a
it and
great
I was like,
sweater.
that's perfect for this day. So I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
One of the things in this film was both of you have this great dynamic. Was there a scene that you were completely looking forward to shooting together?
The first scene where you meet us, I was so looking forward to it, but I was also scared or apprehensive because we were going to then set the tone and see like how the Hobbs and Shaw thing was going, how the dry humor, and so once we had that behind, it was like, okay, this is going to work. Yes.
You always want to start with a really light day, your first day on set, and they didn't do it to us. That they started us with one of our biggest, most just. I was petrified, and I can't believe Jordana said that she was nervous because when I looked at her, I was like, oh my God, how is she so cool and calm and grounded and like I'm like freaking out here and I'm trying to hold it together, but. once we got that first day done, Josh sent us a text that night and said how happy he was and it was amazing and yada yada yada, and that was it. It was a smooth ride right to the end after that.
Jordana, what's something that you notice Devon always does whenever he's like getting set to do a scene or like you're about to roll? Does he have a prep ritual?
That's such a good question. He gets very serious because I think he's really focused. And I never see the anxiety or the fear, but maybe that gets channeled into like the seriousness. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's the same thing for me too. I looked at Jordana, she looked calm and she looked, in character and like she was taking her prior moments and yeah.
What's that? Just kidding.
Actor thing. She was doing that actor thing. Jordana would just walk for a whole month. Jordana walked around in character. She rode a police car.
I would do vocal exercises.
Just shooting people now.
She had to show up with her sirens going.
Swiping left and right, swiping left and
She wrote me a
right.
ticket.
Let it down on set
do you guys
freeze.
enjoy Valentine's Day? Is that a thing that you like to celebrate, or do you just like, it's just a day?
I like it now through my kids.
Yeah.
Like every time we hit the market,
Yeah.
they're like, I have to get that stuffy for so-and-so, and I need to get these cards. And I'm like, guys, we're maxed out. Like,
Yeah, I got to send a Valentine gram to my
Yeah.
friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that as an adult, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Be my Valentine. Do you remember those cards? I remember this guy, he gave me a card and then he ripped it up in front of me.
Oh,
Yeah, this is grade 5.
Nah, that's awful.
What's his name?
awful.
Let's call him out.
Sam Torres. He lives in
Screw you,
Florida.
Sam
I don't know if he
Torres.
still lives there. You can see I'm very sensitive towards it.
I remember in grade 2, I got a Valentine's card from this girl named Erin, and it was an Alf card. It was like Alf from Melmac. And I had a big crush on her. I remember sitting on my couch just staring at it for like hours. And my brother was like, "You idiot, what are you doing?" Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
Gotta
Day.
love it.
So one of the things we do at Click and Tell is we go through your social media page
Oh,
because it
no.
really
Oh, dear.
shows your journey of your life. And we always go to the first post. And Devon, I think you have over 5,000 posts you've done on Instagram.
That's not
And
me.
do you remember your first post?
My very first post on X or on Instagram.
On Instagram.
On
I have to
Instagram.
put my glasses on to see that. What is it?
Here it is.
Is that?
It's Chuck Norris.
Oh my
Giving the
gosh.
thumbs up.
Yeah, of course that's my first post. What is this? What do I?
What? Why? What's
I don't
happening
know.
here?
That's me letting the world know that I'm a badass. I don't know.
Really funny.
The context there was like, there's a fake out there that's pretending to be me, but it's me.
Yeah.
And you were like, this is really me.
Real
This is really
fans
yourself.
would know that my first post would be a Chuck Norris picture.
That's really
Jordana, this is your first post?
See, that's normal behavior.
That's
That's a normal post.
Oh.
Is that your dog? Is that
It
your little
was,
one?
yes. She's since passed
so
away.
cute.
But yeah, she was really cute.
Can I ask what I wrote under the Chuck Norris picture?
What did you write?
And how did you get all the way back there?
We scrolled and we learned a lot
God.
about you. And
You guys post a lot. This got real tired. The thumbs get tired, and then this gets tired, but you get to the bottom. It's like a prize at the bottom of the box. You said my real Instagram account, 2 exclamation points.
Oh, there you go.
Had to
Okay.
create,
Perfect.
had to create because some asshole is pretending to be me.
There you-
Devon Isawa is
I
fake.
just started right out with like anger,
Oh my
as
god.
one does on social media.
yeah. And the one thing we did learn is that you love baseball and you love our team, Blue Jays, which is so great because there's this beautiful photo of you and your son. And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, we do a road trip to Oakland every year to go see the Blue Jays play Oakland, and we're gonna have to change that because they're not playing at the Coliseum anymore. But yeah, we're big Blue Jays fans. That's our team. That's where our heart is. We'd like the Dodgers too because it's where we live, but Blue Jays number
Yeah.
one. So
That's so cool.
And we're gonna ask the question of like, who gives you hard eyes? Like, who's the person in your life that gives you hard eyes? But Jordana, given all the photos that you put up, I kind of feel like it's your dogs.
there's no photos of me.
There's, you know what's funny is like
Where
my
is the
kids
dog
are getting to
photo?
the point
There.
where it's like, is it ethical to post them still?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I know. Well, Zelda's special.
so
She's
cute.
just so beautiful.
Is that the poodle?
She's like a supermodel. Yes. I love her.
Do they watch films with you? Would they sit there and watch?
Yeah, they're very
what you're watching?
codependent. They're irritatingly like always right at my
Yeah,
feet, no
me
matter
too.
what. It's like it's really a lot.
You know, and I have to say, you looked amazing at the Golden Globes. That beautiful
Oh,
red
thank
dress,
you.
like you were just killing it with that look. And you know, one of the photos we saw on Devon's was this one. You need your glasses, but Demi Moore.
Oh, that's Demi Moore and
my
her kids,
gosh.
Rumor, Tallulah, and Scout. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we were going to see.
Is that you in the back?
That's me in the back. That's
him.
We're going to see
you.
Blue Man Group. I went to New York and spent a weekend with them, and got to talk to Bruce Willis. I was like 14, I think, 14 or 15 then. So it was
wow.
it was a huge thing. And Rumor actually sent me that picture
that.
recently.
I would love at some point in the near future for you to have that haircut again. Yeah.
Hey, it's making a comeback.
Is it the broccoli cut?
It's the McDonald's arches.
The McDonald Arches. That's a good name. I like that.
You know, we had just mentioned Demi Moore. We mentioned the Golden Globes. Obviously, she had that amazing moment at the Globes when she was talking about like feeling accepted and feeling like I was here. Jordana? What was it like in the room? What was the energy like in the room for that moment?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said about who had that moment.
Then Demi Moore went up at the
Oh my
Globes
God.
this, this year.
Yeah.
So this dirty secret about the Golden Globes and what makes the Golden Globes fun is they have a secret back room with the food and dessert and the booze. And so at that moment I was in that room, but I was also really happy when oh my gosh, I'm Fernanda Montenegro, is that her name? The Brazilian one. And that was like, I was so excited about that. But yeah, Demi Moore, I mean, she crushed it in that movie.
Yeah.
I know.
You know, have you
so
seen
brave.
the substance also is very gory, and this film is very gory as well. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that much blood and dealing with it on set?
I love doing it on set because you're no longer vain. You're just like, everything's sticky and disgusting, and it's fun and liberating. But watching it is a different story.
I love it.
I
I love it. I love all the
that's one
gore.
of-
Bring it
that's-
on.
Oh,
You know-
what's your favorite horror film?
It changes all the time. I think I said
Yeah.
Shining earlier, but the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is insane. Rosemary's Baby, Pumpkinhead, and then you can go to subgenres like Tremors and Critters and Ghoulies and like all those kind of movies and Gremlins. There's so many. It just changes constantly.
As movie watchers, you know, we're both like detectives. So when we were watching this movie, it was like we're looking for clues. We think it's this person. We think it's that person. Do we still think it's this person? I don't know. When you guys are watching movies like Hard Eyes, what kind of movie watchers are you?
Sometimes I get annoying and I'm like, oh, I see it coming. It's, that person, or here's the twist, because you can tell how the writers have set it up. But good ones don't do that.
Yeah, I find myself looking for great technical stuff, great camera movements, trick shots. I always there's never a movie where I don't. I mean, I'm sure there has been movies, but there's most of the time in movies I leave the movie for a second every once in a while to appreciate something on the technical side of it, which is, I guess, it's an okay thing, but.
You know, there's a lot of technical work in this scene too.
Yeah.
You remember this scene? I remember this scene. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. That was a wild 3 days of my life.
Crazy. It's been over 20 years since you were
I
standing.
didn't even have to put my glasses on to see that.
You
Yeah, I
know,
that one.
yeah. It's crazy to think it's been that long,
Yeah.
but it's one of the most epic videos and music.
And also that even just the name, the term has become such a pop culture. It's like a part of the way we talk.
It's crazy
about
because
fandom.
a lot of the people that use the term don't know where it came from, and it's like they use it in a positive way. And really, it's about a dude that threw his girlfriend in a trunk and drove off a bridge. And so it's crazy how it's kind of evolved to this positive thing.
Yeah.
But man, to be part of like just a little part of that whole, that world was cool.
Pretty amazing. With Hard Eyes, with it coming out before Valentine's Day, how would you describe it for people and how they can enjoy it?
I think it's a throwback to like 90s horror, but also really gruesome, but also it's like there's levity so that you have a break and you think it's over, and then you're right back into like the crazy gore again.
Yeah, that's a good point. Josh really, the pacing of the film is really phenomenal. It really keeps moving. It's one of those movies you grab a bucket of popcorn, go sit in an audience, all react together, feed off each other's energy. It's like Jordana said, it's classic 90s, classic 80s kind of good time horror.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You were talking about how you watch movies before, and Devon, you were talking about like the moves that you watch, right? Like great filmmaking, great cinematography. Without giving anything away, like spoiler free, what is a scene in a movie that you are so proud of or so impressed by that you really want people to watch out for?
Oh, I know which one. I like.
I mean, I have one.
I don't know whether it's a particular scene or just how proud and impressed I am with the cast as a whole. Mason and Olivia, Jordana. I'm impressed with that whole aspect. There's no weak link in the chain. It's a very strong group and in the crew and everything, and that's what I'm most impressed with. You know, maybe I didn't have enough. I just altogether as a whole. I think.
It's the ending scene for me.
The last scene.
Awesome.
That sequence was pretty impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's crazy. The drive-through for me, like technically that should have been so complicated, but it was so seamless the way he did it. I love the drive-through scene.
Yeah, the ending's
I
brilliant.
love the police station scene.
Oh yeah.
The whole police station.
Yeah, we had a good
sequence is
day.
Wild.
So fun.
That was fun. All right, thank you so much. Congratulations on the film. I think we're getting a wrap. I need my glasses, but that was such a great ride to go through your social media and how you guys have grown over the time. And I highly recommend you do it because it's so fun to see where you guys landed. And I just love this film. I can't wait for everyone to see it.
I am going back to
Thank you.
race the Chuck Norris.
No, you can't.
So that this never has to happen again.
You are so good with memes. Like every post was a meme. I don't know if you remember all
I'm a
of
weird
that.
social media person. I just try to be real and
I love it.
Jordana, yours is beautiful. Well done.
Thank you. Mine's glossy. Gloss.
thank you guys for
Take care,
watching
guys.
the film.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care, man.